since we last upload a YouTube video, I just want to come alive and give you a quick update on what's going on with our life lately. I do not know whether you have followed me on my community at YouTube. I do try to keep you guys update there sometimes. Life has been really tough. I do not know whether you realize I've made some arrangements, so I'm going to give you a very quick tour later how my studio now look like. So make sure you stay tuned until the end. I'm not going to stay here for too long, so I'm going to just jump on and tell you what I feel is most important. Currently, we in Sweden, the government are warning us about the price of food and petrol is going really high, especially south of Sweden. The electricity is really expensive over there. Some people, they cannot afford to keep their house, so they downgrade to apartments. So in that way, it's much cheaper. So it's a really difficult situation for those people who live in the south of Sweden, unfortunately. So some of them, they plan to move up here in the north. For our side, which is located in the north of Sweden, our part is not really affected. The price is slightly higher, but we don't see that fluctuation because we have a very good energy supplier here. We we produce and supply our own electricity up in the North Sweden. The one thing that the government is worried is the infrastructure might be affected. That means that power supply will cut down, or maybe cut off. So there are two categories. It's either they are cut down because of bad weather, because some part of Sweden, they still have this wire, So if the weather is bad, heavy snowstorm, the tree fell down, and that is what you get power supply cut off. And that can take like not just a few hours, sometimes it can take days. There another situation is that if the infrastructure are being attacked or cyber attack, so that kind of damage is heavier depending on how it is being affected. If it's just a power failure, which is very common in Sweden, I heard there are over millions of power breakdown every year in Sweden, all parts of Sweden. So in terms of electricity, that's a problem that we are really worried. So what happens if the electricity break down like for 1, 2, 3 days, even 5 days or more, right? So it's going to be a serious problem because the winter is approaching. We are going to face a very serious problem because we're going to be freezing to death because we are located in the north of Sweden and it's really cold here. So lately I've been doing quite a lot of thinking. Should I get a tent? Because if you get a tent, like a 2-man tent, you can sleep inside the tent and then you close. If there is no supply on the electricity, all the heater will be cold, right? So it's better to everybody is easier. I mean, it's warmer to stay in one room. What I have in mind is actually our kitchen, because we have a fireplace in the kitchen. We haven't used it for like many years, so but I just say it can be used. So what we can do is we can close the door of our kitchen, so we keep that place heated, so that we don't have to worry about other room places like toilets and kitchen. Of course, bedroom is, if possible, if we could heat it up, it would be better. But our kitchen is quite big, so I think there should be a better chance there because it's close to the fireplace. Um, the thing that I'm worried most is the refrigerator. Because I have a 3 freezer, and if there's no power, the thing is when it is going to be losing power. Right now we are having autumn, coming to the end of autumn. Winter will come anytime, in November till March, April. So I went to the Asian supermarket and get this big foam bag. You know, if you know what I mean, the big white foam where they keep vegetables, because every week the supermarket order a lot of vegetables from other country and ship it here, and then they have all this foam. I thought, okay, instead of throwing it away, why not give it to me? So they were lucky I got 4 big ones. So if the winter come, I could pack all my meat stuff inside this box. It's really big, you know. It's like almost one maybe 80 centimeters by 50 centimeters. It's really big, so I can put them outside in the snow, so my food will not be spoiled. But for those of you who don't have a real winter, it could be a problem. So I heard some people say, oh, we are in the discussion at the Facebook with this prepper, Swedish prepper. Some of the people are from the south of Sweden. They don't have so much snow like us. So they were thinking, oh, maybe we should put all our food that, you know, needed to be refrigerated outside in the balcony, or maybe hang plastic bag around the balcony. Because some people, their balcony, you know, they have this grill where they could just hang on. So it could be a really serious problem. And what are we going to do if we have too much food and we cannot eat everything at one time, right? So I plan to do a video on that. Maybe give you guys some ideas what you can do instead of throwing away or giving it to your neighbors. You know, actually you can quickly, you know, if you're creative enough, you can really find ways to save all this food, because nowadays food is really expensive, right? So there are a few ways I thought would be very good in my condition of kind of snow, because if you don't open the freezer too often, the freezer can be kept for like, I heard it's about 1.5 days, 2 days, really cold. And I think there is one method that is really good. If you have those plastic bottles, you know, those Coca-Cola plastic bottles, right, fill it up with water, and then, because that will act as a cooler, and then put them among your food. I managed to make a few bottles of juice that I picked this year, like the aronia berry juice and the raspberry juice. So that one is good, because that one I usually put them in the freezer and freeze it. So I will try not to open it, and I use that as a cooler. So hopefully that will solve the problem. But you know, other food like fish and all that, because really you cannot have a fish inside a freezer that is soft, you know, because it will contaminate you, because fish is very easy to be spoiled, and then when they are spoiled you have to throw them away. So food like fish, what can you do, right? If you have a lot of fish, for me, I have like one big box of fish because my neighbor gave me. So I planning to do something about it if there is, in the event of like this happen. So I want to give you guys a little bit idea, because I think maybe my ideas is very different from those of you who gave ideas like in America or in Europe, because I'm an Asian. I have a lot of food that that belongs to the Asian culture. So I think there are some food that we can cook in advance, because if, let's say, if the infrastructure is being tapped, right? So you don't have electricity, how are you gonna cook, right? So it would be good to have something that is ready to eat. You just need to warm it with, you know, like the alcohol heater. So I'm planning to do a video on that. Maybe live stream, I do not know. But I think it's really good if I could have pictures that I can show you like what kind of food, and then I could easily direct you to my other video, the kind of food that you can cook and put in the freezer or fridge that can keep for a longer time. So this is what I have in mind, and I hope you like the idea. If you do, give this video a thumbs up so I know that you are supporting this idea. And if you have any suggestion of the kind of video that you like to watch more, let me know. I will try my best to produce. Okay, I promise you guys I'm going to give you guys a view, right? Just a short tour. All right, I am about to go out, so let me just tell you what I have here. I have actually make a shelf I bought this shelf from secondhand. I think it's just $10 each. So I bought two. And then I like to drink tea, right? I forage quite a lot of tea. So let me just flip the camera so you can see what is going on here. So these are my tea, and sometimes some tea I need to grind them. So I don't have a grinder. So LG has this really nice grinder. So I can grind my tea. And this is the teapot. I only have two teapot. So I usually like to use this one because this is quite ideal, the size. And some of the utensil that I use for painting and for my craft work. So this is, oh, my tools is very messy. And over here I have this is actually for keeping the tea, you know, instead of keeping the tea, actually it's spoiled, you know, here. I think here is spoiled somewhere. So instead of keeping the tea, I use this to organize all my paint. And then I find this marble very good. I almost want to throw it away, but this is really good for me because I recently started to do clay. Okay, this is the light that I'm preparing for Christmas. So I have made them using the poly or air dry clay. So this can be used both as a bottles, a container, or as a candlelight. So I think it will be very nice. The shape, of course, is influenced by mushrooms. You guys know I'm crazy about mushrooms. So hopefully this will be good. And another thing, because I have a lot of barang-barang, you know, all these are things that can be used for making craft. So I like to save stuff like that because I know that they would be useful. And then I found this stand, this metal stand at the second-hand shop. It's really good. It's just $10 if I remember correctly. And I use it to organize all my accessories so that I could easily find my stuff. And I think that, you know, the space of my room is really, really limited. So this is really good so that I could reach out immediately. I also make a painting recently. If you guys wonder what these are all about, this is just some old dry flowers that I've collected over the months, the years. So I didn't throw them away, so I thought maybe why not do something like that. And then write some affirmations like I deserve to feel respect, love, and I deserve to be on the first place. In life, I think we should always put ourselves first place, and you know, not to myself. So I think these are the things that we could have in front of us to remind us of how life what kind of life we want to live. Over here I bought again this one, second hand. I think it was like $2. It was very cheap. This is very good. I use it for my tripod. And over here is the window. I have not so much stuff now. Previously, I have a table here where I do live streaming, but now I move my table here, so it's facing the wall. So I have some problem with the lighting because it's always good to have natural lights. So this is it. I am so glad that I create this space for myself where I felt like I could be creative and take it easy, enjoy my life as much as possible. I think nowadays we must think like that. Nobody knows what's gonna happen, especially now when the world is so crazy, right? So I think it's very important to take it easy, breathe out, and just enjoy every moment of our life as much as possible, because you never know what's going on. So I hope you guys enjoy my studio. It's very bright there. It's coming to 4+ now. I'm going to pick my daughter. We are going out for dinner at a friend's place in the city. So I hope you guys don't think that I forget you, all right? I never forget you. In fact, I've been thinking about you very much lately. And I felt so guilty, like not able to do video because of my crazy schedule. And I also learned how to prioritize what is important. And I, of course, feel like, everybody must prioritize what that is most matters to you. Okay? So it's Saturday. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I hope to see you in my next. Bye bye, guys.